Data. It is literally everywhere. And let's be honest, it can feel like a totally unsolvable mystery sometimes. But what if you could actually learn to master it? Well, in this explainer, we are going to unlock the secrets of data analysis. We're going to show you a clear path from feeling confused to feeling totally confident. You know, we are absolutely swimming in an ocean of information. I mean, every click, every purchase, every single interaction we have creates more data. But you have to remember, raw data on its own, it's really just noise. The real trick, the real challenge, is cutting through all of that noise to find the story, the insight that actually means something. So, how do we even begin to find our way? We need a compass. And in the world we live in today, that compass is data analysis. It's the tool that helps us navigate this huge landscape of information and points us toward making really smart decisions. Okay, so what is data analysis really? Well, at its heart, it's a process. You're not just staring at numbers, you're getting your hands dirty. You're inspecting data, you're cleaning it up, you're reshaping it. The whole goal is to find the gold hidden inside, that super useful information that leads to smarter conclusions. And believe it or not, this is not some brand new idea. The legendary statistician John Tukey laid it all out way back in 1961. It just goes to show you that the core principles, they're timeless. Sure, our tools have changed a lot. We've gone from paper and pencil to incredibly powerful languages like Python. But that fundamental idea of having a method to interpret results, it's still exactly the same. I think the best way to think about this whole process is to imagine yourself as a data detective. You're not using some kind of magic wand. You're following a very clear, very logical method to crack the case. It's a step-by-step investigation. So let's walk through this detective's workflow. First, you've got to define your mission. What question are you actually trying to answer? Next, you gather your clues. That's your raw data. Then comes a really critical step. You have to clean the evidence. Because let me tell you, real-world data is always messy. Only then can you start hunting for patterns and finally present your case. And that last step, presenting the case, is so important. A brilliant insight is completely useless if you can't communicate it clearly. This table right here, it's based on the work of Stephen Few, and it shows how different charts tell different kinds of stories. Are you showing a trend over time? You need a line chart. Comparing rankings? A bar chart is your best friend. Choosing the right visual is what makes your story really land. All right, so right about now, you might be thinking, this all sounds amazing, but it probably requires a super expensive university degree. Well, I have some pretty incredible news for you. The barriers to learning these skills, they have completely vanished. Okay, so according to research from Class Central, how many free computer science and data analysis courses do you think are available online from the world's absolute best universities? Go on, take a guess. The answer is honestly staggering, over 1,000. And this isn't some tiny niche hobby we're talking about. These courses have a combined total of over 81 million enrollments. This is a massive global movement of learning that is happening as we speak, and it is completely open to everyone. And listen, we're not talking about just any schools. Based on combined rankings from top sources, these courses are coming from the best universities on the planet, including places like MIT, Oxford, and Stanford, the heavy hitters. I mean, just take Harvard's legendary CS50 course as an example. It's designed for total beginners, no experience needed, and you can do it at your own pace. You learn the actual languages people use in the industry like Python and SQL, and you can even earn a free certificate when you're done. This is truly world-class education available to anybody for free. Okay, so the path to learning is clear. But like any good journey, there are a few potential traps you should know about. But don't think of them as roadblocks. Think of them as pro tips to keep you on the right path for a really solid analysis. First up, and this is a big one, it is so crucial to understand the difference between a fact and an opinion. A fact is a data point that can be verified. It's indisputable. An opinion? That's your interpretation or your conclusion based on those facts. A really great analyst knows exactly where that line is. You know, as the famous saying goes, you are entitled to your own opinion, but you are not entitled to your own facts. Your entire analysis, your whole story, has to be built on the solid bedrock of facts. You can debate the interpretation all day long, but you simply cannot debate the underlying data. And finally, you have to be aware of the little tricks your own mind can play on you. We all have these things called cognitive biases, like confirmation bias, which is just our tendency to look for data that confirms what we already believe. A true data detective has to fight that urge and just follow the evidence, no matter where it leads. So, we've defined data analysis, we've walked through the detective's process, and we've revealed the absolutely incredible resources out there to learn it. So now it's time to start your own journey, to go from just being a viewer of this explainer to becoming a doer of data analysis. The knowledge is out there. The barrier to entry has literally never been lower. So that leaves just one last question. What story will you uncover?